Hey everyone, it's Melody with Design by Melody. Welcome back to my next reorganization video. So since I spoke with you guys last time on this project, I have only really done one additional thing, I guess. I pulled out my Christmas 12 by 12 iris container. This was the other one I had mentioned in the first one, and I went through here and just made sure that everything that was in here is Christmas themed, and it is. I just kind of consolidated and reorganized and put things like all the papers on the bottom and stuff like that. So this is done, and then I did go ahead and pull out all of the project life cards that were in here, and I have a box for those, and then these are just miscellaneous embellishments that were loose. Now I have a lot more I could put in here, but since I had two containers already full, I figured that was enough, and there's at least working space in this container now. As you can see, it's a little bit more open, and it's gonna be a lot easier to find things in here when I need them. So I've got this one labeled and ready to go, and then other than that, nothing has changed. I still have my Halloween and Thanksgiving here, and then I have all of my other bags right here, as you can see. So we're going to continue this process. Today we are actually going to be pulling out all of my paper storage. Now I have 5 of these with just paper in them. Then I have a stack of probably about 15 paper pads, and then I have a box of 6x6 paper pads. So we are going to work through all that. Now none of that is my, oh, I guess I take that back. One of these is scrap paper, so we're not going to go through that right now. I'm going to save that for a different time because I want to go through all of my scrap papers at the same time. Today we are going to go through 4 of these, not 5 of these. 4 of these, and then the whole stack of paper pads, as well as the 6x6 paper pads. So let's just go through here. We're basically going to do the exact same thing, looking through here, seeing what's themed and what's not themed. And then I do have my stack of unthemed papers here, as you can see, that I had from the first video. It's still sitting here to the side, so I'm just going to keep piling that up. My goal is to consolidate these, and I may have to purchase one more because I'm thinking I might take the 12 by 12 paper pads off of the pad and just have loose papers, because I have a lot of those that are like fairly well used, not used up by any means, but fairly well used, and I go through this paper before I go through the paper pad. So I think it'd be nice just to have it all in the loose paper storage and just ready to go and ready to use. So I think that's what my goal is. I may have to purchase another one of these, either that or maybe empty the scrap storage one. I kind of feel like I want to empty the scrap storage one, but I don't know what I would do with the scraps. So we'll figure that out as we go. I've got my coffee here. I'm a little congested. I've got a bit of a headache. I think I'm having sinus problems again. So bear with me. But I'm ready to work on this project today, and then I do need to relabel all of these. I had one like labeled designer papers and one labeled regular papers, but really they're all just mixed in. It doesn't even matter. And truly, they're actually all designers. It just depends on which designers you're talking about. So let's just go through here. Same rules apply. Oh, that's funny. I didn't realize this was colored on. It's okay. This is actually Kaylin's paper. He picked this out at the store, so I've got it in here, but it is his. I've got, oh, and I'm sorry if you guys can hear that. My husband's is using the air compressor in the, he's using the air compressor in the garage, which is right below where I am. I did not realize I had all of these scraps in here. Huh. Oh, I remember what this is from too. This is from when I made traveler's notebooks. And I was using pattern paper to make traveler's notebooks, which I still do, but I didn't realize I left the scraps in here. So I'm going to take these out and pile them with the scraps. There we go. That will actually leave a lot of space in here as well. So let's just check. I don't know what is what truly. Some of these are kind of in order because I may have placed them in here when they were in order. Just looking, like that's definitely birthday, but it doesn't have to be. Can use it for any kind of celebration. So And what I'll do is, once I empty a box, I'll just fill it right back up with papers. And by the time we get to the last one, we'll see where we are, see how many papers we have left versus how much space we have left. And go from there. Okay, this is definitely beach themed. Same thing with this. It's on the, oh yeah. Those are beach. See, these are actually from paper pads, so I must have already pulled some stuff out of some paper pads. This is a very quick process, but I just have so much paper that it's going to take me a while. And I don't know if I want to fast forward this. Okay, I have some cardstock here, so I'm going to take the cardstock out. I have my cardstock stored somewhere else. So we'll take cardstock out as we find that. And there were a couple papers like this one where I bought like a pack of 25 of it from Tuesday Morning. I think it was like $1.99. Or, okay, I'm going to actually put that in Thanksgiving. I have 2 of them, but don't have any Thanksgiving papers so far. And I was thinking about that when I was looking at the Thanksgiving folder, is that if I wanted to scrapbook specifically Thanksgiving, it would be nice to have a paper or 2 in there. So if I find any more leaf ones where I have duplicates, I'll throw those in there. It's a pretty die cut paper. I have some really pretty papers in here that I haven't even used. Okay, that's birthday. Definitely birthday. I'll put those in the bags when we finish this box. Birthday, 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 birthday. Oh, 4th of July. Yay, I found a 4th of July paper. I am definitely going to go back and do that page that I keep talking about from 4th of July that I haven't done yet. Okay, these are all paper pad papers. I could tell because they're single-sided, and I remember this paper pad. Southern Travelers. What does that say? Southern Travelers, but it doesn't really have... I'll put that in the travel one. These are embossed papers. I have a variety of like thicker papers and thinner papers, embossed papers, regular papers, single-sided, double-sided. I have a little bit of everything. This is going to be very nice when I put together my next stash kit, is to have everything organized and easy to sort through. Postcard. It's supposed to be travel. Yeah, I guess so, because that would be nice. Okay, this is beach. Tickets. I used to like label the papers and stuff when there's only 1 or 2 left. That way I knew where it came from, but that's not that big of a deal. I'm going to put that on 4th of July. I have so much paper, it's a little ridiculous, but I love pretty papers. This is another paper pad that I took apart. So I must have done this at one point in the past. I don't know if maybe I got more paper pads or if I just didn't do it for all of them. There goes the air compressor again. I hope you guys can't hear that. If you do, it's just a very loud hum. He's working in the garage. We are getting stuff done today. That is the luxury of us both being home during the day, is that we can really get a lot of projects done. I don't know how much actually gets done, because as you can see with me, I'm so scatterbrained. I do a little bit of everything and don't always finish much. But I'm working on that. That is a goal of mine. This stack of papers is ridiculous. Okay, and this will also give me the opportunity, if I happen to find any scraps, to go ahead and take those out. Okay, there's this whole pack of TPC Studio paper, which was a 2011 graduation paper, but I bought it for this side because I thought it was a very nice neutral, and it is. And then there's this one, which has a neutral grid on the back. Actually, I'm gonna put that side up. Okay, so that box is done. Let's put these back in here. Let's fill it back up. How much can go in this one? Okay, so this is what was in it originally, but I still have a little bit of space. So yay, I actually get to go into the papers I took out of the ottoman. Look! Should I put anything else? Can I fit more? Let's try it. Can I? Does it work? Yes! Okay, so we got a good chunk of papers in here. So let me set this one aside. And I am going to label those boxes. Just loose papers, that way I can be sure I know what's in there. All right, we had 4th of July, beach, travel. That was travel. 4th of July. We had a lot of birthday because I had a Webster's Pages kit in here apparently. That is Thanksgiving. I really want to say that's July 4th. I'm going to put that in July 4th. Even though it's definitely beachy, I don't have as many July 4th papers, and I think it'd be nice to have extra. All right. I love this paper, though. This paper is really nice. All right, July 4th. Here it is. It's my first thing going in this bag, so it's a good thing I found a few things. Now, even though I have realized I don't have as much of certain things as I do others, that does not mean I'm going out to buy things to fill these up with. That's not the case. But if I do happen to get things that are in those themed categories, they will go in here. I'm much better about not just throwing things willy-nilly around my craft room now that I am working from home. But the bigger problem is that it's been a little bit of a state of disarray for quite some time, and when I'm done with the project, I don't always put things back where they go. I'm better about putting things where they go when they come in. So this is kind of cleaning up that whole mess, and it just kind of gets that way over time too, you know, after you have worked on projects after project after project, especially if you're like me where I have multiple projects going at once. Like, guys, I have multiple projects going on right now. You may not see them all, but I do have multiple projects going on. You'll see them eventually, just not yet. All right, and Thanksgiving. There we go. All right, let's grab our next box and keep going. Okay, so this is the next box, and as you can see, this one has some 8.5 by 11 papers at the top. I'm going to take these out for the time being, and I might put this in a different type of storage. This is just so good for 12 by 12 that I don't necessarily want to take up the space for the 8.5 by 11. But let's look through here and just make sure. I don't think there's anything super themed in here. Those have some icons on them, and they have like planes and cars, but they have so many other icons too, like a house, an arrow, and clouds, that it could really kind of be generic. Okay. These may be really good to use in traveler's notebooks. They're a good weight, as well as if you've watched any of my traveler's notebooks videos, you know that I like to also kind of incorporate single-sided papers as well as double-sided, just because it gives you a little bit more variety in your papers. So that's something to kind of keep in mind. Yes, I don't think anything is super themed in here. No. Tickets. Florals, mason jars, stripes, Polaroids. Yes, okay, no. So I'm going to set these aside for the moment to figure out what to do with those. Let's go through this box. All right, to tell you guys, I'm doing my February video a day thing right now, and I had thought about trying to do 30 layouts or 28 layouts, I guess, because there are 28 days in February, but that just isn't going to happen. I don't have enough time to be able to video and edit that many scrapbook layouts that quickly. So I have so many of these paper. I'm going to take some of them out and put them in the school one because that's a really good school paper. So I'm kind of doing a variety of videos for you. Plus, I think it's kind of nice to have a variety of different types of videos periodically, you know, throughout. So you're getting organizational videos, you're getting kit share videos, you're getting, I'm not really doing any hauls because I'm not buying anything. So haul videos are not really what you're going to get. I have a variety of these as well. So I'm going to put those in the school one. I really like it for this side. Actually, I'm going to put a whole bunch of those in the school one because that might be something good to include in a school album. So far we have one travel and a bunch of school. Okay, stop. I have too much stuff on my desk, as you can see. Things are just falling. Those are numbers. This was when I had bought a whole bunch of different packs from Tuesday Morning for very inexpensive. And if I like the pattern, I'll spend $2 and get 25 sheets of it because it'll be something I use over and over again. These are some super old SEI papers. Okay, so like I was saying, there are a variety of videos that you guys are going to get. You are going to get organizational videos, kit shares. We're going to build a kit together at some point this month whenever I finish working with the kit that I found, the stash kit that I found already made. We're going to build a kit together. And then I don't really know. I'm working on a project. Oh, actually, I'll probably go ahead and share it with you. So I'm creating a recipe binder, and I'm just basically decorating it and making it look pretty with all the pretty papers and scrapbook supplies I have. So I have, what is that one? I have a recipe book, obviously, that I use and have that I've, you know, put a whole bunch of different things in over the years. Well, now I've also started using a lot of different recipes from Pinterest, and I'm printing those. I'm not putting those in my recipe book though, because it will just really bulk it up. And I like to keep my recipe book for family recipes that I've passed on from people or I got from different family members. And so I'm going to use this recipe binder that I'm creating for all my Pinterest printed recipes, and I'm only printing them whenever I actually try them and then they're good, like our family likes them, then I'm going to cut that apart. It's got the title page on the other side. I'm going to cut that apart and put it in with my scrapbook storage, my paper, Project Life card storage, because there's no point in having it in here. All right, we have fish. Oh, those are cute. Oh, there's palm trees on that side. Okay. Travel, beach, whales. And so, back to what I was talking about. So I have all these, I have only 3 so far, but I have all these printed recipes from Pinterest, and I'm trying to do a lot more homemade, made from scratch kind of things here recently. Since I have the time, I'm trying to do less store-bought stuff and a lot more homemade things. Like I'm starting to make homemade biscuits instead of buying biscuits. I'm making homemade muffins instead of using Oh yeah, cut that apart. Instead of using like muffin mixes and things like that. So I'm kind of cleaning out our pantry because I don't need as much stuff whenever you're doing that type of cooking. Okay, this one's been cut into, so I'm going to move this into scrap storage. And so I'm trying a whole bunch of different recipes from Pinterest as I kind of find recipes that I like. But I need to print those and put them somewhere. I've already printed them, I just haven't put them anywhere. Okay, we're done with this one, so I'm going to go ahead and stack these back in there. So I need to create a recipe binder that has like tabs and labels and sections and all of that. That way when I'm looking for a recipe, I can find it. I don't like having to have my phone out and follow a recipe. I like using printed recipes. So I'm going to create some sort of recipe binder. Okay, look how much space is in here. That's all the paper that was in it originally. Let's go to our other pile of papers. And you know what's in here that I did not take out? Let's take these out. I have a few specialty papers here. I'm going to take these out. I have a corrugated piece. I have a silver foil piece. I have another corrugated piece. And I'll leave this one in here. That craft one can stay in here. I love this paper. Ooh. We have gone through a big chunk of that paper that was from the ottoman. Maybe I could fit a few more. Oops. Let me not break my box. That's a 2 minute. No, that's good. Okay, look. This is all that's left from the paper that was in the ottoman. So hopefully I'll find a place for it and not have to buy another box. But we'll see. I still have my 12 by 12 pads to go through. Okay, second box is sorted. Let's put all these papers up. Beach, beach, beach. This was travel. Actually, it's more beach. It's like traveling to the beach. All right, then we've got birthday, we've got school, and we've got travel. All right. Birthday. The reason why I didn't cut apart these is because it's a patterned paper on the back that I could potentially use. So I didn't cut that apart. As these get more and more full, I will have to move these in the ottoman and then just kind of file the papers over there. Right now they're okay sitting on my desk still, but eventually I am going to have to move it over there, which is fine. And school. I still have yet to find any sports papers. I may not have any. Thought I did, but maybe I don't. We'll find out. Oh, I know it. I think I have a 8x8 pad that's sports themed. So we'll see. Okay. Throw these back over here. All right, let's get another box. All right, this is just miscellaneous papers. I'm going to take the label off because I'm not going to label it the same. Let's go through here. Okay. I feel like a lot of these may be from kits that I got in the past. We will see. I'm not entirely sure. Let's see if we can get the rest of the papers that were on my disc from the ottoman in here. Got some duplicate papers, Chicken80 Crafts. Okay, that's not themed. We're good. That is, again, a double-sided paper that has a pattern on the back side, so I will leave it in there. House. Okay, because it makes me happy. This is like love themed. All right, let's see if anything else is going on. What have you guys been up to? I am working on project after project after project after project, and hopefully I have been working really hard on my teaching stuff because I'm really trying to get to a point to where that is super consistent. It's family. I was looking to see what definitions those were. I'm trying to get that to be super consistent. Oh, here we have some more. I think that is the exact same Spider-Man paper. He must be, he must be drawn to that same piece of paper. I let him look at the papers when I'm in the, like, Michael's or Joann's looking at papers, and I let him pick out one usually because they're only, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 cents each. I don't have a problem with letting him get one. And then it's kind of cute because he sits in here with me and works. But anyways, what was I saying? Oh, happy birthday. There we go. Happy birthday to you. I was working on a lot of projects. Oh, I'm trying to get my teaching to be super consistent. Oh, school. Okay. Trying to get my teaching to be super consistent because I would like to take some time off this summer and travel a little bit, but I've got to make sure that I kind of set myself up for that. I have so much flexibility with my teaching that it's not that big of a deal. Oh, here's some 8.5 by 11. Let's just check these and then we'll move them out. I have a lot of flexibility, travel, with my teaching. I really get to make my own schedule, but I don't want to, it's not really like being irresponsible, but I don't want to just like up and leave either. I want to make sure that I kind of have it all set up right. Papers moved when I dropped them. Okay, these are all, that is scraps. These are all textured papers. I'm gonna leave, actually, do I want to take them out? These were a paper pad that was textured. I'm going to take these out and put them with my specialty papers. I know I had some embossed papers in the other box, but they were more like embossed with florals. These are more textured. And these are not cardstock, but they are solid colors. So I think I'm going to take these out as well. Because if I'm looking for a solid color or something, I'm not going to come here to look for it. I'm going to go through where I keep my cardstock. So I'm going to put those in there. Okay, now that I took those out, these other ones should definitely fit. Here's some more textured. That is really weird looking. More textured. Some odd papers here. Don't even think I knew that. I'm going to put that in with school. Oh, okay, here's sports. Defense, go team go, score, hoop, coach. There we go. Yay, we have a sports one. Yay. Okay. This all came from a paper pad. I need to start pulling those out and using them for like layers on things, because they may not necessarily be the #1 thing I pull out to scrapbook with. But there is a lot of things that I could use it for as backgrounds or layering or photo mats, anything like that. Some of these papers that aren't necessarily my favorite, like that, I could still use for stamping, use for any kind of thing. And if worst case scenario, you can always use the back side of it because it's white. So you can always use that. Oh, travel, that's vacation. Actually says vacation. All right. Kind of looks like this is all the same type of thing. These are definitely older. Let's see if it has a date. Do any of these have a date? Family, heritage, together. Having fun with friends, totally cool. Travel, there's another travel one. It's the exact same paper. Memories, memories. I don't know where these papers came from. It's all good though, because we will use them. Oh, that's a pretty purple. It's a really pretty purple. Okay. Got a lot of basic patterns in here. That's a pretty purple too. This would be really good for projects like my dividers. We'll see. We will see. I might come through here and do that again. Because these are, even though they're thinner papers, I could double them up, put a tab on them, call it a day. All right. Oh, I love that paper. I don't know why I like that really bright pink. These are just the rainbow of all of these same patterns. So we're going to kind of skip. I want to make sure I don't skip any actual like patterns that are not polka dot and diamond that actually might have something on them. No. Oh, these are making memories papers. That's what some of these are. Okay. Nope. That's it. All right, so this box wasn't as exciting. That's okay, though. Wasn't as exciting. Some of these papers are larger than 12 by 12, too. You can tell by the way that they're laying in this box. But, so about a little over half of this box were those papers that probably came from a paper pad. Okay, so this is all the papers that were on the desk still, and I still have space. So let's actually just grab a paper pad and start breaking it up. Okay, so I just grabbed the top pile. And these are kind of the miscellaneous sized ones. Okay, so this is actually an adhesive pack. They are 2 by 12, but they're adhesive papers. So I'm just going to look in here. I feel like some of these, like this could probably be school themed. So I'm going to pull it out of here and put it in the school one. Let's see, there's 3 sheets of each color or each pattern. Let's see if anything else. I did keep the scraps in here because I'm afraid that if I take it apart, I won't realize that it's adhesive paper. All right, I'm putting these in with 4th of July. I always forget this is here. I think it's such a cool thing. I feel like that could be Easter. Let's make that Easter. I know these are not super themed, but I want to put them to where I'll use them too. Okay. Anything else? What else is in here? Okay. So this is, I'm using, see how it's kind of all, there's been quite a bit used out of here. I don't know what to do with this. I'm going to set it aside for now. That's going to be another one of those like figure it out kind of things. This is me and my big ideas paper pad. I think it's 8 by 8. 2008 Sunshine paper pad. Let's look and see if there's anything in here that's themed. Okay, this says beach, flip-flops. Okay, let's take that out. I am still going to use all these other ones in other places, but I'm just taking the beach ones out for right now. Or any of them, the themed ones. Okay, that is it. So let's take this apart. I'm going to put this with the 8.5 by 11 papers though, and store it with those. Okay, there we go. So that one is taken apart. So let me put these papers with the 8.5 by 11 papers. Okay. Okay, this one is a sports one. There's lots of like baseball, football, basketball, so on and so forth. So that's going to go straight in the sports one. I'm not even going to take it apart. This one is school. It's like name, grades, class photo, great job. It's a survey. There's a lot. So that's going to go into the school one. Actually, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to put it in the school one. I was going to tear it apart, but I'll actually leave it. No, you know what? I keep going back and forth. No, we're going to take this apart. And then I've got the ones that are not themed versus the ones that are themed. This is actually birthday. Blow out the candles. You're invited. It's a party. This is school. School. Okay, here's one that's not themed. And I did pull out this one, since it's single-sided, to go ahead and cut apart. Put that with like my Project Life cards or my journaling bits. This one's not themed. Actually, I am going to put that because that would be good to put like school artwork on. I should pull this out now that we're in the end of January, beginning of February. Have Kaylin write down his writing this whole year. Actually, I'm going to set that aside because I actually really like that idea. He's like going to that point to where he kind of cares what his handwriting is like, but also still kind of doesn't and just wants to get it done. All right, and I am leaving the ones that say my favorite Valentines because the only Valentines Kaylin gets are at school. So I'm leaving those. I mean, he gets the ones from us, but that's not that big of a deal. All right, so I have a few here that were not themed. I want to put those with those 8.5 by 11s again. And then move on to these two paper pads. So far, I don't have anything to put in here. They're all going elsewhere. All right, but these probably will because this is a Maggie Holmes paper pad. I don't think I actually have much themed in here. No, none of this is themed. All right, so I'm going to take all this apart and we'll put it in this box. All right, so I'm going to put those in here. I'm actually going to move this one off the top, and I know this seems weird, but because I'm thinking about doing that recipe box, that recipe binder project, I'm going to put this one back on top so I know that it's in this. All those basic papers are in here. Let's see if this closes. It does, but I still have room. Let's go through this last paper pad I pulled out. I don't think there's anything themed in here as well. I just need to cut these apart. I hate having cut aparts not cut apart if they're like styled for cut aparts with nothing on the back side. Ooh, travel. These are travel. Okay, that's it in here. So I'm going to go ahead and tear these apart, and then we'll get to putting those where they go. Okay, I'm going to go back and finish pulling these out in a moment, but I want to go ahead and look through the rest of the paper pads because the only other box I have left that's Iris container is paper pads. So I'm going to go ahead and go through and pull out all the themed things out of there and then see where I'm at, and then I'll pull the rest of the stuff out of the paper pads after I finish the video, so you guys don't need to watch that. But let me go ahead and go through those other paper pads and see where we are. Ooh. It'll be a lot easier to flip through these and just pull out, a few papers here and there. I'm gonna have to go back and file all of these. And I've got a little bit of work anyways before I move on to the next section after finishing going through these paper pads, because I need to do the cut aparts. I need to put the cardstock where it goes. I need to gather all the scraps. I'm not going to go through those right now, but I am going to gather them all so they're all together. There's only those cut aparts in that one. This one isn't even cut into yet. Wow. Yeah, I need to, otherwise I won't use it. Scissors. I've got piles of things around me. It's funny, whenever you start working on things, I just pile things up. It's got to get worse before it gets better, right? Isn't that kind of the motto? Isn't that what everybody says? It's got to get worse before it gets better. There we go. These are some mega scissors, aren't they? There we go. Come on. Gracious. Okay. I think the only thing in here I pulled out was the cut aparts here at the back. I'm just tired of having things in paper pads. Oh, and travel, that's right. It's gonna be a lot nicer than having to move all the paper pads out of the way too whenever I'm looking for something, because I stack them on top. Okay, Maggie Holmes. We already looked through one of these, but let's see if there's anything in here. Oh, I remember what happened with the Maggie Holmes and the DIY shop paper pad. Okay, so I went to Target and they had those two on sale. It was 3 of them. It was Maggie Holmes, it was DIY shop, and it was Sundrifter. And they had 3 packs of each of them for like $5. And I asked them, I said, these are together. Are they supposed to be together? I said, because usually they're sold separately. And she was like, no, they're on clearance. We're selling them all as one. And I was like, are you sure? Are you sure that's what you want to do? She was like, yeah, we're just trying to get rid of them. I was like, okay. So I bought 3 paper pads for $5. And obviously I still have them. I haven't gone through them. But whenever I see a deal like that, I cannot pass it up at all. Oh, here's scraps. My Pebbles paper scraps. Okay. All right, there's nothing to come out of here. Let's look at Hello Sunshine by Pink Paisley. Oh, I love this paper pad. I don't know why, but I just love the colors in it, I guess. I was checking the ledger papers to make sure it didn't say like grade or whatever at the top. You make me happy when skies are gray. Okay. Ooh, okay. These papers are thick. I like this paper pad. I think it's really cute. Okay, cut apart. Let's take it out. Okay, got some that are loose up here. These are ones I pulled out to use for projects and then didn't use them, so I'll take them out. Simple Stories. Okay, there should be a lot of cut aparts in this one. I'm only going to take the 4x6 and 3x4 or 4x4 if there are any in here out. The ones that are larger, I'm going to leave together because I don't really scrapbook 6x12. And if I am, I'm going to look through my main paper storage. It's going to have a lot of cut aparts in it. That might be our next video. Oh, come on. I hate when it doesn't tear out properly. There. think that's the last one. Oh no, there's one up here. Oh, I have some cut aparts already cut into at the front. Should have just trimmed them all out. Okay. And then this one. Okay. All right, that's that stack. Y'all, it's intense. I have more. I have more. This is the last of it, though. And then I have one small box. Let's go ahead and look at that. Wait, I have one box of 6x6 pads. Can you even see that? Ouch. I've got a lot piled on my desk. All right, we've got a Goodfellows. That is not themed. Webster's Pages is not themed. All right, these are beach. Take that out. Okay. It's definitely beach, but it doesn't say anything. All right, let's look at this again. No, okay. Unless it's overly themed, I'm not taking it out. Nope. Here's just some loose ones. No, put the loose ones up front. Nope. It does say celebrate, but I don't think. No. Nope. Nope. No. No. Oh, Happy Camper. Okay, that's definitely camping themed. No. No. That's Christmas. This is Jack Frost, but it really doesn't have much themed in it. That's Christmas. I love this one. Adventures. Oh, so cute. Fancy Pants. No. My Mind's Eye. No. This is Christmas. Eskimo Kisses. Happy Birthday. No. This is Summer Splash. It has a lot of like summer, these little pinwheels. There is one that looks like 4th of July in here. Okay. Then I have these, and this is strange, I know, but I'm going to keep it in here. So this is my adhesive vinyl, and this is where I can put in my Cricut and cut it and make like stickers. So that's going to go back in my little 6x6 pad storage. I hate the way that these are stored, but that's the only way I can really see them all and use them all. So, but I think I may actually put it next to my paper storage if I can get it on the same shelf instead of being separate. All right. So those will go in the bin with the 6x6 pads that are themed. All right, let's go through here. We have cut aparts. This is like travel to me. Hi. Oh, this is so pretty. This is travel. I like this paper pad. Really haven't used much of it. Cut apart. Oh, come on. right, I'm going to pause right here and finish going through all these, and then I'll come back after I've got it all sorted and put together and tell you how many iris containers I have left. And I'll show you a picture of it on the shelf after I'm done. All right, hang on, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and these videos are getting longer and longer and longer, but it's part of the process. So what I'm doing right now is just sorting the things that are on my desk. I went ahead and got all of the paper back in the bins as they should be. And I ended up with just the 4 iris containers. I have the scrap container that is empty because I am actually going to move my scraps into a different storage bin. So I have just 4 iris containers, the 12 by 12 iris containers of paper, and there's about a stack of paper about this high on top of it that didn't fit in those containers, but my shelf only holds 4 iris containers tall, so I've put that little stack of papers on top of it, and I'm not going to purchase any more paper until I can at least have enough space in the iris containers to store it. So that should actually be fairly easy to do because I haven't purchased paper in months, so it's not a huge problem. So I'm sorting through what's on my desk now, which includes the cut aparts and the things that go in the bags, and then I'm going to put the bags back into my ottoman, and we are actually probably going to move on to the Project Life pages. Project Life storage. I will insert photos of the paper shelf in just a moment so you can see those. And that's kind of what I worked on today. And then now that I'm moving on to Project Life, the storage for Project Life, I have a shelf of that. And I'll try to start doing a before picture since I have... you see the after picture, but you don't see the before picture, and it might be helpful to see the before picture. These are all the cut aparts I have to cut apart. Isn't that crazy? That's a ton. There we go. Put all those there. So I may start taking a before picture so you can actually see that, so you can see the progress that I made, and then you can kind of see how it's coming along versus just seeing the after effect. I'm definitely creating more of a mess than I am cleaning up at this point. It's just kind of unfortunate, but that's just the way it is whenever you're going through a reorganizational project like this. So these are all my specialty papers and cardstocks. I'm going to get those put up, and then we're going to put these back in the bags and go ahead and put those back in the ottoman and get moving on the next category. Okay, now let's get these all sorted into the bags and then move on to the next section. I do feel good about what I've done. I get a little overwhelmed when I take on projects like this because it very easily blows up very quickly. But once I kind of get this off the desk, I will feel better. And I pretty much have everything off the floor. There's really nothing on the floor other than a bag of trash and the scrap bins, because I had to take them off that shelf to reorganize that shelf how I wanted to. I don't quite know how I'm going to or where I'm going to put them, but for right now they're going to sit on the floor. I think I know what I want to do with them. All right, put those 6 by 6 papers up. This is school, sports, summer, beach, Easter, 4th of July, school, okay, travel goes here, school, birthday, okay. And like I said, once I get all of this in here, I'm going to put these in the ottoman because now I'm done with the 12 by 12 storage, or the 12 by 12 paper storage. Now, I probably will have more things to add to these once I start going through like my sticker drawer and things like that. But for right now, this kind of takes care of the bulk of it. And I will share a picture of the ottoman with you once I get all of these in there. I am going to go ahead and seal them though, that way stuff can't fall out. And I am just stacking them on top of each other at this point. They're too tall to stand up on their sides. That would be nice if I could stand them up on their sides, but I also don't want to wrinkle the papers. All right, so I'm just going to get this finished up, and then I will share with you a picture with you at the end. So make sure you look at the still photos at the end to see exactly how the ottoman is looking right now, as well as how the paper shelf is looking, because it is a huge difference. You guys can't tell the difference, but I sure can, and it's a lot more usable. Plus, I put my 6x6 pads on that shelf as well. What I did with my 8.5 by 11 and my 8x8 papers, I took them out of the pads. Of course, I took all the papers out of the pads of papers. I don't have any more paper pads here, except for the 6x6 paper pads, which I left in their pads. But the 8.5 by 11 paper and the 8x8 paper actually went into a cardboard magazine holder that I had purchased from IKEA, and it's sitting on its side on the shelf with the papers and the 6x6 papers. So all of my papers are on the same shelf. The only ones that are not are the scraps, and then of course the themed ones, which the whole point was to pull those out. All right, so that's everything I have for now. I will be back soon with another video for you. Again, we are tackling the Project Life storage next, and there's quite a lot there, and that has a lot to do with resorting and reorganizing, because I just pull things out and then throw them back in there. So that one might take a little bit of organizational, but that will all fit here on the desk, and so it won't be all over the place, all over my room. You guys will be able to see a little bit more about what I am doing. All right, thank you so much for joining me today for this organizational project, and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye, guys.